Hello folks, I'm John Sullivan, possibly the oldest travel blogger in the world. I've travelled to a lot of countries and seen lots of interesting people and places that I'd like to share with you. The Get Off the Tour Bus blog is about adventure and challenge at any age. If I can do it, so can you.
It's like from Italy. You know, some town is like
I'm
that.
sitting on this bouncy bus heading for Halong Bay.
They just build it on the river, floating.
I was seduced by these images, particularly the junk-like boats with sails, which, as I found out later, are very rare. Halfway there, our bus stopped for a toilet break in a giant souvenir shop. You can get Western snacks and Asian snacks. There were rows and rows of artworks, especially lacquerware, and clothes and coolie hats. This is the waiting room before we go on the boat. It's as close to chaos as I can imagine. Because the transport to the boats and from the boats all happens at the same time, it seemed like a logistical headache, but it all went smoothly for the guests. After about 4 hours to get here, the magical Halong Bay was revealed. Our boat stopped to transfer some passengers from a smaller boat. It was well done by the captain, I thought. Whoa. That was me saying, "Oh!" The experience of sailing through the bay is a wonderful feeling of calm and relaxation. You are gliding through. The boat gets close enough to really examine the casts. Unfortunately, there was no coordination between me and my fellow kayaker. We were heading to a destination, a lovely isolated beach on a cast, to swim in very clear water, which wasn't as warm as I expected. The most important evening activity was eating, of course. They used the barbecue on the deck, and the food was Vietnamese style and excellent. So, one of the activities is squid fishing, and we're doing that with no results whatsoever. We don't know how to do it.
Is it like fly fishing?
We don't know even if you put a bait on it or not.
Is there a bait on it?
No. It's just, look, see? It's a green thing with little hooks on it. Most of the guests were content with indoor games.
It could be, it's almost.
There's a huge emphasis on safety, so the crew set an example for the guests. We are going to visit some famous caves inside this island. Behind me is the first set of steps.
Em leo nữa này đi, em leo nữa. Người ta ra rồi đi. Ai ra ai em.
The cave got quite crowded at one point. This is the tender that goes back to the ship after the cave.
My father teach me that.
We are being taught a basic of Vietnamese cuisine, spring rolls. I love to eat them. They are not easy to wrap. Well, it's raining. I'm on the sun deck, so nobody else is here, so I thought I'd take the opportunity to just take some shots. Halong Bay was actually the highlight of my second trip to Vietnam. The rock formations are really dramatic, thrusting upwards from the seabed. Most are uninhabited, and most have green growth in impossible places. Back on the land, tourists from all the tenders are arriving. They wait again in the office until their luggage and buses arrive. On the way back, we stop again at the same place in case we missed out buying stuff. I wondered how you'd get them home. I hope you enjoyed all that and that you're now motivated to start your own travel adventures. If you want to keep up with me and my travels, subscribe and like below. You can then be sure not to miss my next adventure.